I'm back, and so is the squeak in my chair. We're back at the Jesse Rucinski show. A little bit of Afghanistan stuff still going on, but there's a lot of other stuff going on right now. And really, we're back to my favorite thing: hypocrisy. Am I ever surprised? No. Do people on that side seem like completely amazed when it happens? Yes. Do they deny it to a T? Yes. Do they argue with me to no end just to see see if my head actually explodes? Yes. But I have like facts and all this stuff that keeps happening and happening and happening to back me up. So I'll just get into crazy things that we said were going to happen first. Like, things I'm not surprised about, which again is their hypocrisy. But I figured I'd have a whole big thing of current events that we said were going to happen. This administration took over, and here we go. They're happening. Now, I'm not getting into the dumb stuff like the border, inflation, gas prices. Like, there's a million things going on here, but we saw those coming. Somehow people are still saying we're conspiracy theorists and that we're absolutely crazy. But, how about report? We've seen the reports of China escalating against Taiwan, saying they want reunification, means they want to take it over, take away it being a country. So there's that. The debacle in Afghanistan. We all said it was going to happen. Taliban's in charge. They have all of our equipment. And we're dependent on them sticking to the word to get all of our civilians, contractors, interpreters, people that helped us, just everyone in general out. And the Taliban's been known to be really good and helpful, things like that. So I'd like to say that it surprises me, but again, I really wish I was. But I can't be, because we all said that this was going to happen. Like we all did. Anyone with a brain did. Anyone that's ever paid attention to anything in their entire life and didn't just pick it up in the last 2 years, listen to the mainstream media to bastardize Trump and all the supporters, like we all saw this coming because we saw the world beforehand. We didn't just pick it up in the last 2 years. This is what got us where we are now. And another good one: North Korea increased their arsenal during the pandemic. A lot of them did. But here's the good one: there's no reports that they refired the reactors. They start trying to be nuclear capable. Amazing how much we didn't hear about any of these things when Trump is in office compared to how much we did before he took office. It's amazing, because it was like an everyday thing. Taliban, ISIS is back, right? Al Qaeda's back, right? Like attacking people, like all this, like we saw it coming, and then it vanished for a couple of years. Why do you think that is? If he was going to be so bad, he was supposed to start World War III. Why did it suddenly all go away? It's a real question. Why are all the bad guys in the world suddenly doing all this stuff and so emboldened just because the people that are in there? Because they know that they're going to get away with it. No one's going to do anything to stop them. It's true. It's very, very sad, but it's very, very true. Really, really bad people get into Russia and what they're doing with all the people around them. Like all of our enemies, they want nothing but bad things for us, are quite emboldened. And now some of them even have our greatest assets that we left behind, which the Taliban's going to sell off, because how else are they going to run a country and afford to go after ISIS-K and all that? If they're going to use that stuff, they're going to sell it off. That's pretty much, hello. I think they're suddenly not shady people over there. They got all that. It's already gone places. And it's funny how they were mad that we made it so they couldn't use any of the birds we left behind at the airport. Like you already got $80+ billion worth of equipment. Be happy with what you got? Maybe, I don't know, but the way everything else went, I guess they should be surprised that it was destroyed after they got so much for free. But yeah, those are just our enemies, the quick ones right there. Again, a lot of other things not surprised about that we all called and said were going to happen, but why get into it? We've all gone over it to nauseum. It's all going to keep getting worse. And one day I will get back to that. I'll do it again. I promise. But, today I just, don't feel it to be the day. We've been on a roll. We've been doing, I think, pretty good stuff, covering all the ridiculousness, all the stupidity, like the absurdity. Now, remember last year when we get into the really good stuff, with George Floyd and Jacob Blake, were like he was made out to be heroes, and Nancy Pelosi and all them went down, got all garbed up, looking like idiots, and then took a knee for them. And like all like Jacob Blake, look it out. I mean, Richard Biden went to the family there in church and did like all kinds of ridiculous pandering and just stupid shit over people that were actually criminals and did really, really bad things, which is why the bad things happened to them in the first place. I mean, I'm sorry, someone that robs anyone, holds a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach. You're not a hero, regardless of what you turned around and did. But he's immortalized. His family got all kinds of money. And I mean, the leadership at the time, the Democrats who were trying to, embrace all that, went out of their way to make them all out to be martyrs and superheroes and make it all out to be white supremacy race, which is probably why they don't like what's going on right now, because it's a blunder under them. But we all do remember them visiting, families and churches and the victims and all the things they said about the cops that were involved and all the things, no matter how much it wasn't actually their fault in all situations. We all agree that the George Floyd thing was excessive and murder. We all already went down that. I mean, was there twice the amount of like lethal dose of fentanyl in the system? Yes. But was that knee still there for that long? Yes. So I'm not trying to argue that point. We all saw it. I'm just saying, did you see how bad like Democrats reacted to that? Now, here's something that is directly caused by their fearless leader. And here's a report coming out. Reported on like Tuesday. Representative Carlos Jimenez tweeted on Tuesday, how badly did Nancy Pelosi and the House Democrats want to cover up this Afghanistan debacle? They just blocked members of Congress from reading the names of service members who sacrificed their lives in Afghanistan last week. Do you think our military deserves better? I mean, I personally do. I was one of them. Just saying, hold place matters, but they lost their lives after ISIS released a suicide bomber into the grounds near Kabul airport, where the U.S. was helping innocent Afghans escape the Taliban-ruled city. Representative Brian Mast told the Floridian, we gavelled in, had a prayer, said the Pledge of Allegiance, took a moment of silence with pretty much all Republican veterans, then asked to be recognized to read names and bring up Afghanistan legislation. They did not acknowledge us and just closed the House down. I'm not surprised, but I mean, I really again, I'm not surprised, but like they were doing all of that for him. For all those people last year, literal like criminals, thugs, just really terrible, really, I mean, legitimately terrible people across the board. Most of them were terrible, terrible human beings. Sorry, it is what it is. Deal with it. These are just basic facts. Basic facts, criminal records, talk screens, like, things that people did, like, just like the guy in Atlanta who stole who had the good long talk with the cops for forever, and then tried to put the cuffs on him. He fought them, stole one of their tasers, and then fired it, and it went, as he was running away, and it went off over his head. He got shot. Like, oh, in the back, yeah, he turned his body. Sorry, that takes about a second. Like, here's a good idea. Don't be a criminal when you're getting out on a second chance and you shouldn't have gotten out for because of COVID, and then go and ruin it by being falling asleep drunk in a Wendy's drive-through. Have the cops called on you and then fight them, steal their weapon, flee, shoot it over their head, thankfully, because that taser could do a lot of damage if it caught someone in one of those soft spots in the face. Or in this, this is considered a lethal force weapon, deadly weapon according to their attorney general right before this, but shocker. They threw a fit about it. But do that, flee like you're gonna get shot. Sorry. A criminal doing criminal things. I had a million chances where this couldn't have not gone wrong. This comes down to personal responsibility. Jacob Blake, he was reaching for a thing, he didn't listen. I mean, there are so many chances. Yes, bad things do happen to good people, but if you actually looked at the real numbers, I've gone over them ad nauseum. I'm not doing it again. Us compared to all minorities is astronomically high when you do the math. And we're not that much more of the population. But the amount of shit that they pulled last year to make all these people out to be heroes, and now they won't even let them read the names of the people of service members that fell because of an ass backwards plan put together by a bunch of idiots, apparently yes men, that just let him do whatever the hell he wanted of his complete consensus. then we're all screwed, really screwed. Because that would, shit. I've been out of the game for a long time. I know people have never even been in the game, and they know just how bad that whole thing was, how ass backwards that whole thing was. Yet they don't get any recognition. I mean, there's been reports from Gold Star families of Joe rolling their eyes at him, getting all snippy, making it all about Bo. Which is all he does. That's all he knows how to do. That's all that's in his head. There's nothing left. I mean, disrespecting Gold Star families to that level. Sorry, I believe them way more than I believe him ever. And it's his fault too. It's all their fault just because the way they acted last year. Thing was about, like BLM, defund the police, who they say is on us. But I hate to break it to you. I don't know if it wasn't born yesterday. Y'all were saying it. Still saying it, some of you, but they're making all these criminals out to be like heroes just to get brownie points so they can get elected. I mean, they haven't actually done anything for any of those people since they got elected. But again, I wish I was surprised. I'm not, because again, I have a brain and I actually know how these people work and I look up stuff that they actually do. And yeah, everyone got duped. I mean, I didn't. Anyone vote for him, hell. I saw a bunch of polls, thank God, and even liberal mainstream media polls, people completely being over it with all of them. Well, we tried to warn you. One, two, how is there still anyone that's not done with them? Because now, I mean, on top of it, now we got the complete and utter, I told you so. We were all completely 100% right. That they knew, like I've been saying, they knew since mid-April. We all heard about Joe's conversation, right? In July with then President Ghani of Afghanistan. It's funny if they didn't know. This is happening since April. They were getting reports and all kinds of stuff from the State Department and everything over there, saying all hell was breaking loose. You could see them actually taking everything over for forever, and here they are, July 23rd. Biden, I'm a moment late, but I mean it sincerely. Hey, look, I'm trying to make clear of this irrelevant, incoherent shit, but I want to make it clear that I am not a military man any more than you are. But I have been meeting with our Pentagon folks, our national security people, as you have with ours and yours. And as you know, and I need not tell you, the perception around the world and in parts of Afghanistan, I believe, is that things aren't going well in terms of the fight against the Taliban. And there's a need, whether it is true or not, there's a need to project a different picture. If you empower your defense minister to execute strategy focused on key parts of the population centers, and I'm not a military guy, so I'm not telling you what that plan should precisely look like, you're going to get not only more help, but you're going to get a perception that is going to change in terms of how unclear, that's what I said, our allies and folks here in the States and other places think you're doing. So if you hear it right there, but if you do this, you're going to get not only more help, you're going to change the perception. So when he knew, he had him lie about it. And there's another famous, just like he did for his son in Ukraine, when he got the guy that was investigating Burisma, and his son was on the board of, making all kinds of money for doing nothing. Either get off, either I'm leaving in 2 hours, and either he's not investigating it anymore, or you're not getting the money. Yeah, there's one that he bragged about. Video is still everywhere. Posted it last year, but when everyone was on Trump for his alleged one, even though only one person, well, literally one out of all of them said anything was wrong. There's a legit one that he bragged about, and there he is doing it again. Now, if you do this, not only will you get more help, so if you do this, I'll give you more stuff. We'll help you out more. Last time I checked, quid pro quo. For those of us following at home and anyone on the left, or anyone that's just confused, it's pretty much textbook definition what it is, and it's amazing. Crickets, right? Literally, everyone like on the left of me is telling take it easy on Joe and that. Let's not do this. And yada blah blah blah. Here we go. Here's Jen Psaki during the whole Trump thing. It is not just the call transcript. The whistleblower complaint would likely have more details. We need both, and not just the call. September 24th, 2019. Here we go. Just good old circle back Psaki during all this. I am not going to go into the details of a private conversation. Jen Psaki says, when asked about a leaked call in which Biden pressured Afghan's president to claim the fight against Taliban was going good, whether it's true or not, in exchange for aid from the U.S. Yeah, not just a transcript. We need all kinds of stuff. And then when it happens to them, I'm not going to get into the details of a private conversation because literally they only go after the stuff, whether it's there or not, to make themselves look good. And they don't give a shit about what it is. I mean, it comes to them, it's only about, I'm not getting into the details of a private conversation. I'm like, no, actually, dick face. That's number 2 for Joe. Got away with the first one. He wasn't in office. Like, here he is again, literally. How many things, like how many bad, stupid things need to happen before, I don't know, someone grows a brain, or here's one grows a spine? Doesn't mean, I know President Trump and a lot of the people that are called the swamp. Last time I checked, though, jellyfish, they can't survive in swamps. So because they're all spineless, gutless cowards, every single one of them. Who cares what the squad and them will do to you? On that side, do something. Stand up and tell them to go shiv themselves. They can't get rid of you. I mean, they can make you go red, but they can't shut you up. Someone will always listen. But it's amazing how it went from that to that. And look, I mean, shit. Oh, well, they drug out trying to get the Trump thing off of one person saying something was fishy. One. Did they get it? No. They didn't actually do anything. No. The people that said it was something bad were the experts they called, and they were all crazy leftists. Like there was no one neutral or anything. And one person said it was bad. That's legitimately, boom, straight into your face. No shit, quid pro quo. The whole world can read it. I can read it. And yet there they are saying, well, we can't do anything. And you hear nothing coming from all the people that were losing their absolute minds a year and a half, like what, almost 2 years ago? We're almost to that mark. Absolutely heads exploding like the end of the movie Ready or Not. People are just exploding all over the place. And nothing. Silence, just moving on. Which is why I vehemently, both sides have really garbage people, but the left and the far left progressives are really just dumb garbage people. And they're very woke. Everything woke, as we all know, what it turns into. Because there's nothing actually behind it. There's no anything. And it's all meant to collapse because it's all just a pile of shit. I know I'm saying it more than, cussing a little more than I have, but like, I know I'm not the only one just completely I'm not mind blown. If you didn't see this coming, where have you been your whole life? But Joe brags about it, nothing. Trump doesn't do it. Only one person said they thought it was bad. Everyone else has come out, even since he's been out of office, said they thought it was good. There's that one idiot who, a foreign country, tried to make his, their defense minister. Because that's someone that, we should completely, Poland, I believe, whatever. That's someone we should completely trust anyway. But his word started all of that, and it turned all the way into an impeachment. No one's even saying a word about this. And that's my problem with it. It shouldn't be that hypocritical and stupid. That's why absolutely most people have zero faith in any of it. And now if they let this go, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have noticed it. And it's going to hurt the polling and piss people off even worse, even on their side, because they're just tired of it. And everything we said that was going to happen is happening. I suddenly don't look like that crazy of a son of a bitch anymore. It's funny how all those conspiracy theories, they're all coming true. Wish people would remind me of all the things I said was going to happen. Wish I had a list somewhere, but I'm not that smart. But, again, it could be either. They could have. I just think that it should all be even across the board. It shouldn't be one side gets to do whatever the hell they want, dress up as ridiculous as they want, taking knees, like visiting literal thugs, and people tried to kill cops, speak out against the cop because someone shot a weapon over their head, so they got shot. After they did a million things wrong and blaming the cop, not the person that actually went out and broke the law numerous times to even get in the situation that they were in. There are big moments last year we all agreed on certain things. Should they have made George out to be like this giant martyr and hero? No, because look at his rap sheet. He was like twice the legal dose of fentanyl, lethal doses of fentanyl in the system. The time he died, I mean, he was not a good person. He was a shady person. Do you deserve to get paid? Yes. Because, that knee thing, he's going to get money. Everyone agrees that their family deserved to get paid. I didn't find anyone that actually disagreed with that, which is saying something in this country, especially last year, because no one got along for shit last year. No one really gets along now either. But now it's all left. People pissed off at us because we're going, I told you so. And it keeps happening. But, point is, why do they get to be made out to be heroes? And those souls that lost their lives because of a piss poor plan, putting people into a kill chamber. I saw alleged reports that they had a drone with eyes on the bomber. They killed everybody, but they didn't take the shot. I haven't seen if that's true or not, but the rate all this is coming out from this whole thing, I would not be surprised. Just the sheer level of stupid. Like between just all the lies, the piss poor planning, the blaming everyone under the sun. Quid pro quos from Sleepy Joe's. Everyone covering it up and not caring, just trying to move on, even though they're raising hell last year. And we all know if this happened under Trump, dear God, look what happened. Anything happened under Trump. The Democrats and the media were exploding all over the guy. Like, think if this happened then. Like, we wouldn't be this, let's try to make it go away. I mean, dear God, I bet you the White House is stoked over the hurricane. And I know people that are, both down in Louisiana, all in Tennessee, all the way up, and especially back home in Pennsylvania. It's a family in New Jersey. They're all affected by all the rain and all the flooding and all kinds of stuff. It's a very terrible, terrible thing that's happening. I'm not trying to take anything away from that. Many, many deaths. I'm afraid the number is going to go way up. Craziness. But, we saw the videos of the flooding and everything. But they're so happy about it because that gives them a big thing to just completely distract everyone from Afghanistan. I think I heard earlier schedule doesn't have anything to do with Afghanistan until Tuesday on it. He can go over all these things because there's so much flooding and so much damage and everything in so many places. That's the best thing. It's literally the perfect storm for them because it covers up. It gives them something they can completely talk for. It gives them cover. I hope that everyone just moves on. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I don't think anyone should let them get away with leaving, because remember the original reports, 10 to 15,000 Americans there. They said they got out, around 6,000, but they're trying to say there's only 100 or 200 left. How the hell did 5 to 10,000 turn into around 6 with 200 or so left? Like, those numbers are horrifically off, actually. Really, really off from where they're saying. It's amazing how they just let that one move away too. The students that were left behind, dogs that were left behind, the media people from government agencies that were left behind, I think 500 of them, the thousands of people that helped us left behind. There's lots of bad things going on here, and I hope it does not, drop out of existence because of everything else going on. Now, granted, I'm not saying that the flooding and all that, people need to see that. People need help in that because, that kind of flooding in that many places, up and down, that much death, tornadoes in places like where you barely ever see them. Trust me, I grew up there, you barely ever see them. Excuse me, like that. It's devastation. So that should be there. I'm not trying to say that people died. People do need help. So it's good to see it and make sure people are taking care of it. And people are getting taken care of properly. And there's no shenanigans. People are actually getting the help they need. I think that is a super thing. And again, I think that's something we can all agree with. We can all be happy on that, especially if you're someone listening to this and that was affected. I don't know why you're listening to me, but I appreciate you. Let me know if you need anything. I'm always willing to help. But I just hope it doesn't go to the wayside. The shady just stuff of the Democrats during all this, just the administration as a whole, and Pelosi, that they're just terrible garbage human beings. But all that, and really like the memory of those people that died and the people that are still left there, and God knows what's happening to the people that are left there right now, because reports on the Taliban hasn't changed at all. And I just don't want to see them get lost and forgotten. In America's longest war, we pulled out looking like complete jackasses, sheer and utter incompetence. I just don't want to see the people left behind The people that died there in that attack get forgotten and just passed along like nothing, and they just move on to the next thing in the news and pretend none of it happened, because it did happen. Happened quite a lot. It has a lot of people feeling some sort of way, and a lot of us still feel that way right now. We're going to for a very long time because of just the ass backwardsness of it all. But it's really all I want. Pray for the people that got affected by the storm, because that's just nuts. I mean, all like that much devastation, Louisiana, like all the way up. Like, so they need your prayers too. But the families that lost people in that suicide attack in Kabul, they need prayers. People that got left behind, they really need prayers. And just keep them in the forefront and don't let them be forgotten. That's the worst thing you can do, because that's a small win for the people that caused it all to go down as incoherently and ridiculous as it has. So, all that being said, I do appreciate y'all. Appreciate the watch, the listen, the likes, the shares, comment away. The videos, again, are always on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Getter, and I promise I'm working on Instagram to get it fully caught up. The new ones aren't going on there. I'm just trying to go through the whole library and get them in there as quick as I can. But they will be there soon. And then the audio is on Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. So you can follow on there. It's easy to catch up. They're all there except for one, I believe, because somehow it has audio when I play it on the computer, but it has nothing when I upload it. So still trying to work that out, but they're all there. And the spot, if you listen on there, you catch up. The sponsor's happy because they get their name out there. So it works out good for everybody, but you can catch up easily there. I do appreciate all of that. Again, like, share, and comment away. Tell me what you think. If you have any feelings on it, I'm very responsive. Send me messages. Like, I really am responsive. So let me know. And be good to each other. Be kind to each other. Have all those people in your families and their families in your prayers. Help people when you can in that situation, because people got just freight trained by all that. So it was a big crazy storm, lots of flooding, still crazy flooding now. So keep them in your prayers. Help them out if you can, if they need anything. You have the ability, and be good to each other. Learn some stuff. And like always, until next time, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for checking me out. And until next time, peace.